Waking up without an alarm. Why should you do it and how do you do it? That's what you're going to learn in this video using a 3-step formula that I'll give to you by the end. Hi, my name is Alex Demel. I'm a health and performance coach and I help high performers find their zone by optimizing their health. Now, firstly, why should you even care about this stuff? Why don't you just stick to your usual harsh, probably quite PTSD-like alarm? Well, let's get into that. When you wake up with your standard alarm, you are probably going to be waking up mid-sleep cycle. That means your brain has not finished completing a full sleep cycle, which can take 60 to 90 minutes, and you do several of these throughout the night, and this basically makes you feel refreshed. When you wake up mid-sleep cycle, you're going to feel groggy, you're going to feel low energy, you're going to really struggle to get out of bed. If you're like most people, you will hit that snooze button, but that's going to make things worse. Don't ever hit that snooze button, because if you do that, you fall back into a sleep cycle, most typically your REM sleep cycle, and then you wake up again and you're just really confusing your circadian rhythm. So your body can't get into its rhythm, and when we know we're not into a good rhythm with our eating, with our sleeping, etc., then we can't be at our best cognitively. Now, to solve this, we first need to understand a little bit about sleep cycles. And this happens when your brain goes from non-REM to REM sleep, or non-rapid eye movement to rapid eye movement, several times throughout the night. And this can be known as your sleep cycles. And you do typically about 5 or 6 of them to really feel refreshed. So you've got stage 1. This is where you're about to fall asleep. Your brainwaves shift from alpha to theta for about 5 to 7 minutes. And then you've got your stage 2, similar to stage 1, but now you have the activation of sleep spindles. These are characterized by a sharp increase of brainwave frequencies followed by a decline. Then you've got stage 3. This is where your body is essentially paralyzed and your heartbeat begins to drop. And then finally you have your stage 4, or your REM sleep, rapid eye movement. This is when you are dreaming. Again, you're still paralyzed here. And this stage typically occurs 70 to 90 minutes. And then what will happen after those 90 minutes, your brain will complete that sleep cycle, go back to around stage 2, and do that for 5 or 6 times throughout the night. Now, like we said, if you're being starkly woken up by your alarm in the middle of your REM sleep, which typically occurs in the later stage of your sleep, for most people 4 to 5, 6, 7 a.m., then you're not allowing your brain to fully complete that sleep cycle. So what you want to do instead is make sure that you time your alarm in 90-minute intervals at least. You can use a website called Sleepytime or sleepytime.me. This will show you what the best time is to wake up relative to what time you go to bed, and obviously take into account how long it takes you to fall asleep. The average person should be around 14 to 15 minutes. If you still find yourself hitting that snooze button, even though we've already told you those negative effects it has on your REM sleep and just your energy the next day, then ask yourself these things. Are you going to bed early enough? Are you exercising consistently? Are you hyper or hyped up before you go to bed? Are you comfortable in your bedroom? And do you have any chronic sleep issues? That third one, are you hyped before bed? I can't tell you how many clients, how many entrepreneurs that I've spoken to are just overthinking before they go to bed. And that is obviously impairing their ability to get deep restorative sleep. And again, if you're more likely to hit that snooze button, that can actually be a telling fact that perhaps your sleep is not as of deep quality as it needs to be in order for you to not hit that snooze button, irrespective of whether you're waking up at the end of a completed sleep cycle. So what are the solutions here? It's 2 main ways. Number 1 is, of course, use that website that we recommended, sleepytime.me, to distinguish when would be the best time for you to fall asleep and wake up. Now you want to make it as easy as possible to get up, and we don't want to be using a harsh alarm that will make it more likely for us to wake up mid-sleep cycle. So what do we do? First thing I would recommend you invest is using a light alarm. Light actually raises your cortisol in the morning, and you actually have a natural rise in cortisol 1 hour before you wake up, which is what helps wake you up. So you want to encourage that by exposing yourself to light. If you also have the luxury, the next best thing is to use temperature. So maybe you could set the temperature in your room to elevate slightly higher as you're waking up. If you have an 8 Pod Pro, you can also set the alarm to use temperature instead of noise to wake you up quite naturally. Now, if you need to be up for a specific time, you don't want to take the chance on a light alarm they might sleep through, then if you do need to use an audible alarm, I would recommend using something like the natural sound of birds that gradually increases. The last thing I would recommend you do is to essentially cut out caffeine for at least 2 weeks whilst you're really trying to establish your ability to get up without any grogginess, and try to essentially, what we like to do with our clients is sync up their circadian rhythm by appropriately releasing the adequate amount of cortisol in the morning and then melatonin in the evening. And having caffeine, even if you avoid like the 2 p.m. cutoff time, it's just better not to have it in your system, especially if you're someone that's sensitive to it. Whilst we're really trying to distinguish what is the best time for you to wake up, go to sleep, and really make you feel alert and ready for the day. So that's how you wake up without an alarm. In summary, you want to get yourself a light alarm. You want to distinguish when is the best time for you to fall asleep and wake up using that Sleepy Time website. Then you also want to use other factors like temperature if you have that luxury. So I hope you enjoyed this quick video on sleep. Let me know if you guys continue to struggle. Sleep is, although we know what to do, rarely are we ever successful in implementing the knowledge. So do let me know if you struggle with this. It's often easier said than done. And I will see you in the next video.